Yo, what's good, brother? You ready to live stream?
Oh man, I just don't know. I'm feeling real low on energy right now.
What? You know what, man? I know exactly what you need. You need some W energy. Let me send you some W energy right now.
W who? W what? W energy? What's that?
What's W energy drink, you say, Tim? W is a clean energy drink that is made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or against like other energy drinks. W energy drink contains no maltodextrin fillers and don't use artificial dyes. W energy drink also contains vitamins, amino acids, nootropic, and 150 milligrams caffeine. Here, Tim, try W's energy drink, the latest flavor, Dragonade. How do you feel?
Yo! Oh, I'm feeling so much better. Damn, where do I get some more of that W from?
Oh, that's what's up. Just go to the awesome website, w.gg, and use our special code Bloodline1 and get 10% off right now.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks. 5, 4, 3. That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks again for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.
This is the Universal Wrestling Podcast. Inside the ring. Outside the ring. It's all here.
We're talking about the greatest sport of all, professional wrestling. Come on.
And now, here's Nick and Keith.
Yo, get me some W! DK, bro!
What's up? Welcome back to the Universal Wrestling Podcast. My name is Nick. His name is Keith. Keith, if it's your first time watching us, thank you so much. If you're back again, like I said, thank you for tuning in. Buddy, bottom of the third, knocked it out of the park. The Bloodline did it again at SummerSlam. Not just the Bloodline, Cody, Brock, the whole card really put up. Was it as entertaining as maybe last year or 2 years ago? No, but I think more importantly here, Keithy boy, it's all about the story. But let's talk before we get into wrestling. Bro, what's up, man? You're gonna get some W, baby.
I certainly am now. I didn't know that was gonna be a thing. Look at us all, we're all official. We got a sponsor. Bro. I don't know how we still don't have freaking Capri Sun as a sponsor, but
soon. What's good, brother? What's good in the hood? How you doing?
Same old, man. Living the dream.
That's good, man.
Little man's moving right along.
Yeah.
I got another nephew on the way. He might be here by the time this is over. Who knows?
Yeah. Dad's Corner. If you guys aren't used to it, we do this 10 minutes before every show. What's up, man? We're just catching up,
Exactly. It's mainly to give time for it's to give time for Justin to get here.
Yes.
But how you guys doing?
Good, man. Slow and steady here, man. Slow and steady, just getting shit together. We're looking for a house. We put our first offer in this week, and unfortunately, we didn't get the house. But, it is what it is. It's the first time.
Got to play the game.
Yeah, it's the game. There's like an escalation clause that we had no clue. I mean, we knew about, but we didn't think it was necessary for this house. We put $5,000 more thinking that would do something, but not in this market. I mean, I think everybody knows that. Yeah, it's tough. Well, we got a good show for you, so I think we should get to it. Let's do it, baby.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Oh, nice and spooky, baby. Yes, we're on the Bloodline exclusively, live streaming right here on the Bloodline. There we go. The cards that got us over 1,000 views. We'll get to that in a second. We do want to thank you all, but let's promote, baby. the bloodline is here. It's taking over. We're not just sports. We're not just wrestling. We're not just fantasy football, fantasy baseball. I mean, we got it all. We got gaming on Twitch. If you're interested in that, JD and Devin are on there looking for a lot more to come on Twitch as well. Obviously, we're growing. You can see we have sponsorships. We have countless podcasts on here, movies. You got Graydon, like I said, JD gaming. JD will. Well, that's the next topic. We'll wait. She gets her own little segment here. What else do we got, man? We got streets with sports. We got a lot of good content right here, and obviously you can find it right there. BloodlineNetwork.com, Twitch, Twitter, Kick. It's here, Keith. What else do we have?
Is it Twitter or do we call it X now? Which one is it? Because it says X, but is it Twitter? I don't, everyone knows what it is. That one.
Well, what does it say when you type it in?
Right now,
it does say twitter.com/home.
Yeah, right. Well, because I guess, even Elon doesn't have the money to buy X.com. I'm sure that's been a porn site since the internet started.
Bro! Get some dubbing!
All the love in the world.
Yeah. Entertainment Network, we got it all. I don't know how many times I'm going to have to say that. And, of course, if you want some dubby, use promo code Bloodline1 at Dubby. Get a Dubby, not a chubby. 10% off right here using that code. Really, really good pay-per-view PLE we're going to talk about. So I guess if that's all you got.
It's a pay-per-view.
Yeah. Oh, I am so sorry. Before we get to the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
The first lady of the bloodline right here at 9 o'clock EST. She will be talking WWE, AEW from this week, as well as recapping SummerSlam. So make sure you tune in. All right, enough of promoting. Let's get to it, baby.
They're going to get their monkey asses whooped tonight.
Wrestling News of the Week.
Yes, sir. They're in full of force. The bloodline is here.
Everybody's showing up.
Live chat. What's good, boys? Dylan, my man. And then we got Psycho Dom.
Mm-hmm. There he is. Put him up.
Throw him up, Dom? And this guy, Cage. Dan, you the man. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. SummerSlam was the event of the weekend. Yes, there was Collision, but this was very interesting just because of what I discussed before we started talking about SummerSlam. It just seemed like it was an average but okay show, but what came from it is just more than average, like the whole thing with the bloodline, that was huge. The handshake with Cody and Brock, that was huge. The way Seth
called that. I was so happy when that happened. I was like, there's got to be a show of respect. And apparently it was unscripted. So that by association means Brock watches this podcast, knew what he needed to do.
Yes, my man.
Did it. So,
yep. And
all it means.
Like I said, Asuka, Charlotte, and Bianca wasn't an amazing match, but what we got from it was really important. Gunther and Drew, I think it was just, I don't know, maybe they haven't wrestled enough with each other, but it was just a good match, And then Logan and Ricochet, there was a lot of people talking about it, but I don't know. We'll get into it. Rousey and Baszler, again, what did that mean for Rousey? It wasn't a great match, but what we got from it. And then the Battle Royal, I think, we pretty much know, what happened there. So let's get into it, man. I want to hear your thoughts. We don't have to go through every match.
No, because honestly, some of my stuff with some of the matches is just like, it was amazing. Like a Rollins Balor was great. I don't have too much depth to go into in that because it's one of those that, like, if you put those two in the ring together, it's not going to be bad. Yeah. Like, and with the story they got built behind them and stuff now, like, there was no way that was going to not be a great match. Gunther Drew, I won't lie, let me down a little bit. It wasn't bad. Yeah. I don't think it was a bad match.
Yeah, it was average.
It
wasn't a banger.
From the slap fest of Gunther Sheamus and Gunther Sheamus Drew all together. That's what I said in our predictions of like Gunther Sheamus Drew killed it. Gunther Sheamus awesome. Gunther and Drew should also be awesome. And it was just like, it was good. It was good.
Before we get to that, man, I forgot to bring that up. You just reminded me. Predictions. I mean, this is the first time that we ever did something just you and me that we got more than 1,000 views.
Yeah.
So that's something that we really appreciate. Yes, we got.
Yes,
we can get those views when it comes to like interviews, but when it's just us two, it really is a humbling experience that anyone wants to watch us, let alone over 1,000. So I needed to say that. I should have said that in the beginning. You reminded me, Keith. But yeah, I'm right there with you.
No, it's cool.
I don't want to use the word great because I don't think any match on the card was great. I just think what we got out of it. I mean, even Cage brought it up. You know, this could be leading to that. I don't know if that's what it is. I think more of a, I don't know, just seemed like it wasn't a misunderstanding, but more of we didn't practice enough together. We didn't go over each moveset, and maybe some of the I'm going to call them legends because I think both are. At the end of the day, I think sometimes you don't need to. You don't need to go over every single second, but it hurts. I don't know, but maybe it was just about the grandeur, the outside Ford Field, SummerSlam. It's a weekend. It's on a Saturday. Like that's what you get. I'm not shitting on SummerSlam. It was really it was an average good show. I don't know.
I think for me with Gunther Drew, what it was still a brutal affair, but like, because like there was still I just have it like burning in my head. There was like a one shot of like it was like Drew like a close up of his face, but you saw to like here on him, and you could see like the purple and the awful chop looking stuff, which is great, and that's really that's all I'm ever really looking for from a Gunther match is someone getting the just life chopped out of him on both ends, Gunther and whoever he's fighting. It just felt like it didn't feel like it got brutal enough. Like it didn't feel like they never felt like they really like kicked it into like the more like higher gear. They did do some awesome stuff. I loved Gunther kind of ducking the Claymore early on. You know, having to powerbomb him like 3 times to put him away, put Drew away finally and stuff. Like it helped them both. It just, I was expecting more. It wasn't bad. I just expected more, and it didn't reach there.
No. Yeah.
Ricochet, like you were talking about, I feel kind of the same thing. I didn't think it was terrible. No. I didn't think it was like the greatest. I didn't love the finish. Cool. Logan needed the win, but like, I feel like they didn't do enough to like build who the dude was that like passed him. I still don't even know who it is. Like the guy who gave him the brass knuckles. You're just like, it's one of
this camera guy. I'm like,
at least at like Mania, like it was KSI and the Prime. Like
it was big. Yeah.
Like, oh, cool. It's KSI. They like acknowledged who he was and like named him and stuff. And this was just like Logan's dude gave him some knucks.
The camera guy or the guy that fixes his mic. Okay.
It's like, okay. All right. That's kind of strange. But that was another one. It was fine. The finish was weird, but like I had said in our predictions about how like that was going to be the one of like the gifable, the hashtag moment in there, and like they did some cool stuff, but like I don't feel like they didn't get their smack in the middle like at the Rumble. Like they didn't get something like that. It was just sort of like some cool high spots, and then that was that, which was fine. That's kind of what it needed to be.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think it was necessary to have Logan there just because of what he brings to the table.
Absolutely.
And he said it on his podcast that he really is he's in it now. You know, when you first see a celebrity, it's okay. They're here for the money or they're here because they're promoting a movie or something like that. But he has nothing to promote. He's here because he loves it. And as much as he's a cocky prick and he's a fucking dickhead, at the end of the day, he's here, to do what you want him to do. Randy was an asshole. Sheamus is probably an asshole.
He gets the eyes, man.
Gunther's probably an asshole at the end of the day, but we have the faith, we have the trust in them, and I think at the end of the day, we just have to say okay and see what happens. I mean, there were some botches, but again, that happens. You can't do anything about it. You can't practice a somersault backflip, 460, 380, halfway turn up the ass. You just can't.
He's in a good spot that it's like if Logan botches, it's like I mean, he's only been doing this for like 6 months or a year or whatever. Like he hasn't been doing it that long. So like, okay, he botched. Cool, whatever. Don't Don't say that. No way.
Okay. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Someone.
Thanks for tuning in.
But you know, like he botches. Cool. It's expected.
It
No
happens. You know?
It was like I said. I'm not trying to like crap on it. There was 1.5 matches over the whole night that I was just like, this isn't great. But this wasn't one of them. I liked this. I felt it was another one that like I felt like it needed more.
Yeah.
The Battle Royal was whatever. I mean, I'm glad LA Knight won. Yeah, but we knew he was gonna. And I had also said during our predictions that like I really hope that this wasn't just WWE being like, all right, cool, we'll give him this so then it'll shut the fans up. Because like, nah, like winning a literal pointless Battle Royal does nothing for me. I'm glad he won something on a pay-per-view, get that winner's purse like the old days, but like the Battle Royal, literally, there's nothing from it. There was no stakes to it. Just like Slim Jim Battle Royal. If you win, you win.
Yeah.
So like, cool. It wasn't like, oh, cool, you win and you're like number one contender for a title, or you know, you get a shot at this or whatever. Like it was just like you're in the Battle Royal, you win. Next.
It was a safe way to promote LA Knight and get a shit ton of money with Slim Jim, because I think that was one of their biggest sponsors in a long time. So
getting that contract,
you're keeping it safe. I get it. It's just, and then again, we'll go back to what I said before. Like, even if LA lost even if he wasn't in the match, he still would be as over as he is now. Right. Even if he won it, he's still in the same position. It's just, it's tough because you don't know what to do with someone like that, because when's the last time someone like LA Knight just got so popular? Was it DB? Was it Kofi? Like not, Vince or Trips pushing him like Roman for,
just like organically.
Roman, he did his own thing and now he is who he is, and it's just phenomenal. We don't have to go into that. We don't have to explain it. We get it. But it's not like a DB. It's not like a Kofi where just the fans fell in love. Yes, the fans are in love with the Bloodline now, but you know what I mean? Like, it's not, I don't know. DB is probably the first person.
DB or Zach Ryder. Well, Cardona now. Yeah. But yeah, I just, like I said, I don't want it to be something where like he got that win and like now they're just like, cool, that makes the fans happy. Cause like, yeah, I'm happy he won, but that's not enough for the work that he's done and how over he is. But is that like,
intentional?
Something. It might
is
be.
That on purpose?
It might be. And maybe that's what it is they're trying to like, because he's so naturally over, they're trying to like build a new yes movement. Movement, you know?
There you go.
But like, I don't know. It was still cool though, and I mean, I'm glad there was the dudes that got their shine in that. I mean, as soon as Omos came out, I was just like, well, there's the guaranteed spot of everyone fighting together to get the big man over, and they did, and so that was whatever. Cody Brock was great.
Justin might be sick, dude.
I still wish they would have done like. I still wish it would have had like a stip. I know not everyone is like a big fan of like a Texas bull rope match or anything, but like I feel like it like needed something.
Yeah.
You know,
I think
was still really good.
Something.
They did a great job without it. Like I'm not saying that they took away not having it. I just wanted something else too, but it was still awesome. I loved needing the 3 crossroads in a row to put Brock down. Love the show of respect at the end. with this dick hanging out.
I gotta make a call. Give me 1 second. Damn, he must be sick or something.
Oh damn! We're gonna humble it.
Did you say something?
It's all Justin's fault.
I don't think I said anything. Sorry, buddy. We love you. We're not gonna have every single fact check this this stream, but can't make them all. I want to get into it with Bianca, Asuka, and Charlotte, because I think that's one of the best matches of the night, not just because of, I'm a big fan of Charlotte and I love Bianca, but I just think everything seemed calculated. Everything seemed planned, and everything seemed like it was meant to be. In a triple threat match usually isn't that. She's throw her to the ringside one-on-one for a little bit. It just seemed like everything made sense. The ending, I get it. I get that's how you have to handle someone like EO. You can't just do it on a Monday. You can't just do it on a Friday. It's got to be a big event. When's the next time there's going to be a event like this? Most likely, I don't even know if you consider Survivor Series, but I guess WrestleMania. I mean, that's the next big, right? Like what's next other than
in order with the big ones, it would be Survivor Series next, and then the Rumble.
Yeah, but how do you? The Rumble. Yeah,
that's before Mania. But no, I mean, I'm with you. The highlight of that triple threat to me was EO cashing in at the end. I know you said it was one of the best matches of the weekend. This is my half match that I didn't like. In the beginning, like when it started off, like when I was watching it, I'm just like, I don't know what's going on here, but like nothing seems like it's clicking. Well, first of all, too, it might have just been because I was in a negative mood to start. Because I'm the old school of I'm the old school way of if you're the champion, you come out last. That's how that works. Like challengers come out, then the champion. And for Asuka to come out second was like, what the fuck, man? Like, I feel like Asuka won the title, and then it's just been like the notes I wrote down for it was just like the absolute disrespect for Asuka since then. Like, champion didn't come out last. She didn't. I don't think Asuka looked particularly like strong in any way in defeat.
That's a good point.
Like there wasn't. I didn't feel like too much of what Asuka did in the whole match stood out. She tended to be the one that was like, I feel like kind of, the three ways always have like the one person who gets like, oh, big spot, and they're out for a little while, so these two can do their thing, and then they come back in and someone else goes out for a little while and whatever. And it just felt like Asuka was the one who was kind of away for a little while, which annoyed me. Yeah. Like she's the champ, and it's just like I'm almost at a point again in my notes, like I wrote down, I'm just like, just release her, let her go back to Stardom and just kill bitches again. Yeah. Like, because it's just like, what's the point? You're like, you try to build like you're giving us like this false hope, like it's going to be okay, and then you just treat her with such disrespect. I felt like Charlotte at some spots looked kind of rough too. Which, and maybe not her, it might not be her. I mean, that's maybe just me thinking because I'm not the biggest Charlotte fan all the time, but like some of her stuff looked a little bit sloppier, which is easy for me as the fat guy, with a microphone in his hand to say to the athlete like her. So like, fuck me. Yeah. But certain pieces like the double natural selection, like didn't, and again, it might not be her. It just didn't look like it was like timed very well. Like they kind of fell before she was even halfway over them and stuff. I felt like the crowd felt kind of like dead for the first half a little bit too, and then it started picking into it. But then there was awesome stuff. I love coming out at the end. I love how she did it, where gave Bayley the briefcase, like, yo, beat them up, give me it, cool. Leg, cash in, boom, lovely. And the spot with Charlotte for all the smack I just talked, the spot they had where Charlotte like threw Bianca over the turnbuckle and Bianca steps with her knee like to send her out, that looked brutal. I'm sure that it was part of the storyline, but that looked brutal and it looked really legit. That was awesome.
Yeah. And I even like they gave Bianca a title reign for 10 seconds. It's still cool.
Yeah,
because it shows that they still have faith in her.
But that's what I mean. Even that like goes back into my Asuka thing, is that it's just like I guess it's like
just
they're like
lose.
That's what I mean. Like it's not like a protected thing. Like I feel like it would have made Asuka look better to have her. She missed Charlotte like she did. Wails Bianca, taps Bianca out, and then she's laying there beaten and exhausted from it, and then boom, here comes Io, and then we get Io.
Yeah.
So that Io is the one to pin her, so then we can have what all of us really wanted out of any of this anyway, which was Io and Asuka one-on-one. Yeah. Like if she catches in on Asuka, that's where we get to, and instead, maybe we still will, but like, I don't know.
It's a good point, man. It really is.
Sorry to be so negative with it. It's
no.
You like so much. It's just like,
No. I mean, that's what you see. That's why we have our podcast. It doesn't matter if people agree. That's just what it's all about. Let's get to the main event here, unless you have anything else to chat about. We do have the conversation with the handshake, but I don't think that's more. I think that's more of just Brock and Cody.
The only other
SummerSlam.
The only other thing we haven't touched on was Ronda Shayna, which like I'm glad Shayna won, but that match was pretty friggin' lame,
Yeah.
I won't lie. If you're gonna have an MMA rules match, put them in the fight pit, make it more interesting. Like it was just an MMA match in the ring. Like,
Whoa,
like
baby.
Hey, all right.
How are you?
But it was. I mean, it was a match. It was fine, but it was just like. I would have rather than this MMA rules match in a ring, I would have rather preferably seen like a fight pit or like a Lions Den match, go old school with it, or
but not with those,
or just had a regular one-on-one singles WWE wrestling match between the two.
Yeah, I think
this was just weird.
They did what they did because of the name, because of Ronda.
Absolutely, and because of Shayna's background, I get it. It just didn't hit for me.
No, I don't think it hit for anyone, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, MMA fight in a professional wrestling ring, at least make it seem legit. You still had the ring, like, I don't know. You call it MMA and then you wrestle in a professional wrestling ring. It's just,
that's what I mean. You're like shooting yourself in the foot.
It doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
Yes, it's their background, but
boom,
they're not there.
Tom's got it.
Yeah.
That would have done beautifully.
Yeah. And it's Ronda's background, but Shayna didn't make it in the MMA. Let's be real here. So now she's with professional wrestling. It just, I can't relate. Not just relate. I guess relate's not the right word. I can't, I guess comprehend, like understand, like make it. I can't reason with it. I don't understand why they're in a wrestling ring. I don't understand why this is such. I don't understand why this is a match at SummerSlam when you had a Sheamus or an LA Knight or someone like that. Yes, Ronda's the big name, but when you get there, everybody knows that it's just there. It's just her name. It's just a match. Did it make Shayna look stronger? I don't think so. I don't know.
I mean, it's going to depend on what they do after now.
Yeah.
With it, but
there we go.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did, Tim. Your boy.
Oh, Dubby!
TK the homosexual.
Yeah. Let's get to it. We named the
I love you, Timmy.
the episode after this match, basically. So it's Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso, not only for the title of Tribal Chief, but for that darn title that has 400,000, 500, 800 names.
Yeah. Undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight.
This is Keith. This is what.
Yeah. Go.
This is what we came here for. This is what I came here. This is what I turned on SummerSlam and watched. This is the reason why. It's just, again, they did it again to me. Yeah. Jimmy turned, and we knew that was going to happen. We knew Solo was going to get involved. We know this, but still, just it taking place, watching it, I'm like, no, like I'm glued, to the TV.
Oh, absolutely.
And it was a great match too. I think obviously they have chemistry, their family, but it was a match. Again, the entire show was not, oh my God, 5 stars, Meltzer is shitting his pants here. It was what's important for each storyline. Even if it was a shitty battle royal, what was important? LA winning. For Gunther and Sheamus, have Gunther beat the streak of your boy Honky Tonk. Every match made sense. Even Keith, EO winning and Asuka maybe not looking really strong. The idea was big, fight, feel. That's where you cash in for someone like EO. You don't have to do it for someone like Charlotte, but every match, everything had a reason. This match delivered. Let's hear it, brother. What do you got?
Yeah, this was another one that it was this match to me was like that. I don't know if anyone's seen that meme where it's like the drawing of the horse and it's like the first half of the horse is like really, really intricate and awesome looking, and then like the back half of it is like a line and like all like kind of shittier.
Yeah,
because the majority of this match was awesome, and then like for me, once Solo showed up, I was like, oh man, because as Danny Boy pointed out earlier here. As Danny Boy pointed out earlier here, like the whole point of the tribal combat match was just like no family member can interfere. No one in the bloodline's allowed out here because it's tribal combat.
Yeah.
And then Solo showed up and it was just like, whatever, we'll do it. And then Jimmy did later, Solo showing up, it annoyed me because like it took away from the whole point of the tribal combat, everything. But then Jimmy turning it was cool. It was like a shock moment or whatever, but like it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like we're waiting for SmackDown here tomorrow to see if hopefully they make it make sense. But like in the moment when it happened, I feel like I was just like, they just killed you like 2 days ago, dude. Like they sent you to the hospital. The same guy you just, defended and like took his opponent out hardcore with, like they put you in the hospital because your other brother splashed you through the announce table. Yeah. Like
that's a good point. I didn't think about it that way.
Like it doesn't, it was just like, I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know why you're doing this. And like I said, I mean, I guess they did a good job because it's got me, I'm going to watch SmackDown this week. I don't normally watch SmackDown on a weekly basis, but like, I'm probably going to watch it this week because like, I want to hear what he has to say. I want to hear what the justification is, like what happened with it. So I guess it's good from that way, but it was just, like I said, it was that meme of like, it was a beautifully drawn horse. And then at the end, they were just like, and here's the tail with a stick. And that was it. And like, it's just like, like you were there. I didn't think Jay was going to win, but like you gave me hope a bunch of times that like, shit, maybe he will pull this out. Maybe that's going to be a thing. And then, Yeah. But it was still awesome. Like I said, I don't want it to take away from the match. It was just like, it was this masterpiece to a point, and then it just sort of flopped at the end. Yes, exactly. Solo, like if you're going to have Jimmy be this thing at the end, this masked man that pulls his brother out of the ring and everything, fine. Don't give me Solo earlier then.
Yeah.
Like, keep it as this whole thing,
Yeah.
But still.
Yeah, we're nitpicking.
Good pay-per-view.
We're podcasters.
Good pay-per-view overall.
Yeah.
Happy with it. It was, I there was no point watching it where I was just like, oh, I'm kind of bored. Well, except for Rhonda Shayna.
Yeah, that was.
Sorry, Shayna. I love you, Shayna, but.
Yeah, but even she honestly can't put up. Oh, come on.
I'm not. But Shayna's I'm not going to say it's either one of their faults. Yeah. It's just it was the match type. Like I said, it's
MMA in a wrestling ring.
Exactly. Like wrestling is wrestling, MMA is MMA. Yeah. If you're gonna blur them, put them in a fight pit, put them in a lion's den. One of them that makes it a submission match, like Tom said. Do something that like plays to it rather than just be like, cool, we're gonna wrap our hands up and we're gonna do an MMA fight just inside a wrestling ring.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
Like
I'm not, I'm not saying, I'm also not saying like I want to see Shayna and Ronda doing 450s off the top rope necessarily, but like,
Yeah.
Whatever. It seems like Ronda's gone, so we're not going to have to worry about that anymore for a little while.
Yeah. And I think, what I said from the beginning, I'm just going to stick with. It's why things happened for SummerSlam,
Right.
Wasn't a 5-star PLE, but it was, it made sense. And like you said, you're going to tune into Friday. Just because,
exactly
because you want to know.
You need to know what happened.
Let's get to the next topic. We spent a lot of time on SummerSlam, and we got a hard cut here, brother. Let's get to Becky and Trish. This just seemed like it made sense. SummerSlam. This is something you want. I don't necessarily know why that happened. I don't even know if it was discussed for SummerSlam. Maybe it was discussed for a Monday, or I think it is Monday, right? Or this.
This coming Raw because they're in Toronto or whatever, I think.
But it's somewhere
in Canada, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, why wouldn't you do it, right? Like, why wouldn't you put it on the SummerSlam card? You don't have to cut anything. I mean, we all know PLEs go long, and everybody's still going to watch. Is it because maybe they had a creative difference with Trish? Because we've heard that in the past where she didn't show up, or something along those lines where she, didn't want to do something. Or is it Becky? I mean, I don't know. It just makes sense to have a Becky and Trish, at SummerSlam. Was it there? I don't know. That's what the headlines say, but let's hear what you got there, brother.
No, I mean, I feel like this was a newer one of our viewers here. Girl Courtney here said earlier, SummerSlam needed a pre-show. SummerSlam has a pre-show. Don't get me wrong. I love LA Knight. I love him to death. I have been beating his drum since he was in NXT 2.0. Been beating his drum since he was in NWA, quite frankly. But I'll settle for saying beating that drum for him since at least NXT 2.0 days. So I love him to death. Battle Royal probably should have been on the pre-show. Yeah. Put these guys on the main card instead. There was also like rumors, I think, that Rhea and Raquel were supposed to be a match too that just got cut because of like time stuff. Like,
yeah,
another one. I mean, they were never going to put Ronda and Shayna on the pre-show. They were never going to put Ricochet and Logan Paul on the pre-show.
It's a good point.
Both of those, they're both matches that are kind of like Ronda Shayna is a little bit different because it was like a step in it and everything like that. But like Logan Ricochet didn't really have any stakes to it. It was just two guys fighting with a big name. So like a match like that, normal circumstances, should have been on the pre-show also to make room for a Becky and Trish, for a Ronda and a Raquel. So it's kind of shitty that it wasn't.
Yeah, but
I think they were.
Let's play devil's advocate. Maybe just the storyline's not strong. It just wasn't worth, removing a match like the Battle Royale. Or, I mean, Trips isn't known for pre-shows. The past few shows have not had pre-shows. True. I mean, could it be this shit doesn't sell? I mean, maybe it sells for us. We love Trish. We know Trish. We love Becky. What she did, getting bloody, the whole thing is just like, wow, that's what you want out of a female superstar. Right. It's not a big name. What do? Logan, he gets a match. Lesnar gets a match. You can't do anything without the bloodline. Ronda gets a match. You can't have. You can, and I think they can do this, but 3 women's matches, that's not something we see often. And that's not my opinion. That's just the truth. We don't see 3 women's matches on PLEs. We don't see that often unless it's, a Women's Evolution pay-per-view. We don't see that often. I don't know why. Maybe it doesn't sell. We're not going to get into that. That's kind of hitting close to politics. I don't want to talk about that. But maybe this storyline didn't sell. I mean, Becky makes more sense. But then again, the Charlotte and you have to have Asuka on the card. It's SummerSlam, Is that it too? I mean,
I don't know. That's like the tough thing. I mean, I didn't really think about it too much until you kind of put it there. But like, I got like the gears turning that like, I feel like part of it is like a symptom of like WWE relying too hard on like the legends, but like also they relied so hard on legends for so long that now they're like running out of the legends at the same time. Because like Trish, for dudes that are my age and whatever, dudes, anybody, for fans that are my age or even a little bit older, they remember Trish and everything and remember her being kind of like almost the first step of like the women's revolution kind of. She came in completely untrained. She was totally just eye candy to be with Test and Albert and everything. Yep. Absolutely. And then she started to just learn it and got it together. And the first women's Raw main event, her and Lita, great. Like she is a legend, but she's not someone she's never really been someone that's been like, it sucks to put it this way, but it's the time period that it was of wrestling. Like no one looks back at Trish's career just like, oh man, what a worker Trish was. Like everyone looks back for all the sexy shit that she did and stuff. And that's just what it was at the time. Yeah. So it's like, when you or I are talking to our sons in 10 years from now about like wrestling history and stuff and everything, Trish isn't going to be one of the ones on the top of our list to be like, oh man, buddy, I got to tell you all about Trish Stratus. Like, nah, we're going to talk about like Undertaker though. And like Cena and like all those guys. But like someone like Cena never really went away for all that long. Like he misses chunks of time in between, but like we pretty much see Cena at least once a year, somewhere pop up, Trish did go away for a while, popped up, went away again for a little while, popped up, but like, so maybe tough. That is it, that it's just like, it's tough to like justify putting her on this main show when like a lot of the newer audience are trying to dig in with someone like Logan Paul is going to be like, oh, who is she? I know Becky Lynch because Becky Lynch is part of this time and I've seen her around and stuff, but I don't know who this lady is she's fighting with her. And I don't know why we're supposed to say thank you to her.
Yeah. And the storyline's not that strong either, but we'll get,
it's okay. I think the storyline's okay.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think there's also a part of it that's I'm pretty sure the Raw that they're going to be fighting at this week is in Toronto, which I'm pretty sure is where Trish is from. So like maybe that's what they're looking for.
Yeah, sell it out or something.
Hometown hero.
That makes sense business wise. Let's get to this real quick because we talked about SummerSlam. We talked about SummerSlam. Now we're going to talk more about SummerSlam. Brock Lesnar, and Cody Rhodes, they shake hands at the end. It surprised a lot of people. I think a lot of people in the back did not know about it. Again, rumors are rumors. But I just think we're not look at Lesnar like we look at a Taker. We don't look at Lesnar like we look at, I mean, I'm not going to say it, but, Hogan. I mean, I don't think they're anywhere near each other. Maybe I shouldn't even said Hogan, but the guys like a Taker, the guys like a Kane, the guys like, I put Cena up there. I feel like, yes, they're more popular in some ways. And yes, with the title reigns, I think Cena, is above Lesnar when it comes to like the totem pole. But Lesnar is that guy, man. Lesnar is still current. Yeah. Lesnar is still kicking ass. Lesnar is still here. Who else is still here? I don't know. AJ maybe, but he doesn't wrestle often. This guy has a big fight feel. Everybody knows who he is. He puts up when he has to do a promo by himself. He does very well. He doesn't kill it, but he can do it himself.
Holds his own.
He's a legend, man. I don't want to say Mount Rushmore, but I'm saying he's right there. And
I mean, listen, if you're gonna make Mount Rushmores of the specific eras, your Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression, all that, I'd put him on Mount Rushmore, Ruthless Aggression.
Yeah,
totally. He was the youngest champ at the time. Yeah. The guy that big. So not at WrestleMania, but dude pulled off a shooting star press being that size. He's done it. Like there's OVW tapes of him doing a shooting star press. That's insane.
And he takes it. And he takes it really serious too.
Yeah.
He knows
he's all business. He's so old school. It's awesome.
Yeah. Cody needs to win here. He'll show up and put Cody over. He doesn't have to.
Yeah.
He beats Taker at WrestleMania. He probably didn't want to, but he knew, what the deal was. Vince wanted to happen. It happened. I mean, at the end of the day, the handshake, yes, WWE's making a big deal about it because that's what they do. They sell, they promote. That's what they do best. Mm-hmm. But I don't hear it a lot on Twitter, and I'm not really on Twitter often, but you know what I mean? Like I don't hear it when I talk to people about wrestling that this was a huge deal. I honestly think it is a huge deal. I think it's up there if a Taker or a Kane would shake Cody's hands.
Absolutely. It's that stamp.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Stamp of approval.
Yep. Well, and I took it a lot from the aspect too that I'm really hoping for, that it's just like, cool, here's my show of respect. We're done with this feud now, because it was great. They've had some good matches and everything, but I'm just like, I want Cody to move on to something else. I don't want to just see Brock coming out and beating him up every week. I want Brock coming out and beating somebody else up every week. I don't know who, but beat up somebody else.
Yeah. Let's stop talking about SummerSlam. I'm gonna change. We're not talking about in the third inning. We talked enough.
The third inning piece. All I'll say on the third inning piece is that Heyman said we're only in the third inning for the Bloodline. This is only the third inning of the Bloodline storyline, and it went that way. I don't know that I'm staying for the full game.
Yeah.
Which is tough, because I was the one a couple weeks ago saying just like, this is like the best storyline they've had since Austin McMahon.
Yeah.
And it was. And then this week that was kind of a misstep, but LA Knight and Miz, let's go.
Yeah, this was really fun, and this was on Monday Night Raw. Both came out, and it just seemed like this was LA Knight's spot, and it seemed like the Miz took over to an extent. What do you got here, Keith? I gotta take a bathroom break.
You're good. So this one for me, as I'm riding solo here. Now I'm in Nick's spot. He's gonna be so mad when he comes back. Whoa. Anyway, this one for me, it was like Miz is like so good at being heated when like. What's the word I'm looking for here? Like, he's good at playing heated. Like the shoot on Brian on what was it? Talking smack and everything. Like he gets psyched. Like he gets really into it sometimes, and like really does a good job of like blurring that line. And it was really tough to tell in this if like, I don't know if he was blurring the line or not. I don't know if he really was like pissed off at LA Knight. But it was weird too, like watching that happen, because like if it was true Miz like going off script, shooting and everything and being really heated about it, it was kind of like, it's weird because some of the stuff he was saying like didn't really land for me, where he's just like, you're this new guy coming around and in, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure, unless I'm like really mistaken, and I'm sure if Justin was here, he would push me, he'd confirm or deny it, but like I'm pretty sure LA Knight, Eli Drake started breaking in not too long after the Miz. Like, I get that, like, WWE likes to write this whole, like, rewrite their own whole history when someone starts getting over. There he is. So, like, WWE likes to rewrite this, like, history of, like, when somebody starts getting over, where it's just like, oh, like, they're new with us because we put them on TV now for the first time. But, like, Miz was saying this stuff of, like, oh, you know, like, the new guy, this new superstar. And it's like, pretty sure you guys started around the same time.
Yeah.
LA Knight just had to go he just did it all around the world everywhere else and got over before he got here, rather than not rather than being in a Tough Enough or anything, you know.
Yeah.
Tough Enough for a Diva Search host and stuff, you know. He paid his dues elsewhere rather than there getting kicked out of a locker room and stuff for eating chicken.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, I mean, it was cool. I am all for this feud. I want to see them keep promoting against each other. I want to see
that's
this match.
What it's all about too.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm into it.
To see that happen with these two. And yeah, like I said, to an extent, it seemed like Miz won the promo. But what he said, we heard before. We've heard it.
That too.
And same thing with LA Knight and, you know, getting, you know, him saying Miz got kicked out. I wouldn't have gotten kicked out. I would have stood up or whatever.
Right.
You know, it is what it is. But just to have this happen, it's just like, okay, we know what they're doing. They're setting LA Knight up for success. I don't want to say a push. I think we all know that he's here to stay for a long time. But what do? You start him up with someone like The Miz. And I love it, man. It's something that you want to see. How did you do solo? My bad.
No, it's cool. It was. I feel like I did pretty good. I don't know. Everyone else is going to have to let us know. So... Just looking it up on Wikipedia.
I was about to say, what are you doing?
Sorry, looking it up on Wikipedia while we were saying that there, because I was saying the whole thing that, like, Miz and LA Knight pretty much started around the same time. Miz debuted in wrestling August 1st, 2003. LA Knight, or Eli Drake, or whatever his earlier names were, debuted in wrestling February 15th, 2003. So LA Knight's actually been doing it for technically longer than The Miz has.
Yeah.
So, like, it's that WWE thing of just like, well, now that you're on our thing, now you're this rookie. It's like, well, LA Knight's like almost 40.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, that's not really new.
No.
So, but either way, like I said, the main thing, this is a cool little promo off together. Yeah. I can't wait for this feud. It's going to be great.
Keith, we're going to cut it short here, brother.
Right.
I got, some shit's going down right now. Game night, Saturday night, 8:30 p.m. EST on the Bloodline Entertainment Network. Come hang out with us. Keith, take it away, brother. How can the people find you?
You can find me on Twitter or X or whatever it's called at Keith of the Ring, Instagram at _Keith of the Ring. I'm also on the TikTok at Keith of the Ring. Trying to get a little more out there with that stuff, but still working on that. But that's my main spots everywhere.
Yes, sir. We do apologize. Sometimes shit happens and we got to go. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for giving us so much love on the SummerSlam predictions. You don't understand how much that means to us.
You're all the best.
We love you guys.
So much.
Keep killing it, boys and girls. We'll see you next week right here on the Bloodline Entertainment Network.
Yeah, baby. And here it comes.
Thank you for listening to another edition of the Universal Wrestling Podcast.
Slice that blood up and say.
Check us out on the web at UWPod.com.
You've got mail.
Or send us an email. info@UWPod.com.